I'm Bill Wilt of Assured Research. Thanks so much for joining this quick hit video where we focus on one research note drawn from our September 2024 Assured briefing. In that briefing, we focused on earnings themes that came out of the second quarter 24 earnings season across lots of property casualty insurance and reinsurance companies. And our September briefing was a series of two-page notes focused on a diverse set of themes. In this one, we focus on loss development patterns and loss trends. I'll get to the charts if you bear with me here. And while I do that, I'll just share that if you're a subscriber, thank you. And if you're not, you're interested in learning more, there's plenty of places where you can go to find information. Our website, sign up form at this YouTube, and we thank you for your interest. So loss trend assumptions. It's always difficult to tease out in the quarterly earnings calls. It's variable as to whether companies share their loss trends. We certainly appreciate the proprietary nature of it. Some are great about it. Some just give broad brush strokes. So full acknowledgement that there's by no means clear comparability across or consistencies across these. Please take these for what they're worth. And here we'd offer liability trends, kind of mid to high single digits are common. Property, it's really quite broad. It probably speaks to the diversity of the underlying classes of business. Excess liability, a tighter band. Most companies mentioning a trend for excess liability are into the low single digits, call it 10 to 12% range, contrasted with workers' comp, which is pretty typically cited as being 4 to 5%. Commercial auto now officially kind of with the excess liability in that 10 to 12% range. I'd offer these are generally, we think you can think of these as severity assumptions. Frequency trend is generally, again, by observation here, considered to be flat-ish, even if it's been a bit favorable for most lines of business for the last few years, certainly for workers' comp for a very long time. But even post-pandemic, most lines of business frequency problem hasn't been frequency, it's been severity. So again, with the caveat for what it's worth, those might be of interest to you. Part one. Part two in this note on loss development patterns and loss trends, we've observed, again by observation, lots of insurance companies that have taken reserve charges have commented that they see the loss development pattern lengthening. Since we do a year-end reserve study each year, have for a decade or more, and even longer for Assured Research, thought, well, we can look at loss development patterns that we've picked. Here we're showing for other liability occurrence and evaluate the changes. In the graph on the left will be familiar probably to actuaries and lots of insurance professionals. These curves represent the percentage of ultimate losses estimated to be reported for a particular accident year as of 12 months, 24 months, 36 months, 3 years, etc. Where you see the blue line below the red line. Red line is at year-end 2016, kind of sort of the beginning of this most recent era of social inflation. 2023, obviously year-end 2023, and you see the blue line below the red means it's slowing. These graphs are interesting. They don't reveal, the differences don't look that stark. So we show the graph on the right where we show both the paid and the reported pattern. The blue line would match this blue line here, specifically the difference between the red and the blue. For the reporting pattern, you see that it's noticeably slower, about 5 points slower in the 3, 4, and into the 5-year time frame. Paid pattern isn't so different, but it is a little bit slower. Now, we've done this also for other lines of business. That's in our research note. I guess our takeaway is this is broadly consistent with the interview we did with a defense attorney for our August briefing, when asked specifically about this phenomenon, said that plaintiff attorneys are simply getting better at making high demands, holding out for those demands, and he thinks that this is kind of part of the changed process for settling claims in the era of social inflation. Lots of other drivers as well, not just that. So we hope you found that useful. Again, I mentioned, thanks to subscribers, reach out if you're not. Lots of ways to do that. And we'll keep at these quick hit videos. And again, thanks for your interest.